everyone, this is the Voyager 1 here. I want to thank you very, very much for continuing to rock with me. Past weekend, I went to Dreamhack. Now, it was just for Saturday. I was there for a couple of hours, and then I had to hit the road with my folks. I was there for between 9 and I want to say 2 o'clock, so a couple of hours. And while I was there, I had fun. It was good. It was really good. I did enjoy the gaming sessions that they had. The Halo, Call of Duty. They had some Valorant stuff there as well. That was funny. There's a small Fortnite booth tucked away to the side. I wanted to see the Rocket League 2v2 session, but that was going to take place later on in the day, and I couldn't stay for that long. So I'm aware that there's a lot of things that I missed. Once again, I was only able to be there for Saturday, but next time I am planning on staying for the full 3 days. Maybe 4 days if I'm big enough and I have enough of a following, people know me well enough, to be invited to the creator only type of thing that they were having on the 14th, the day prior to the 3-day event. Now, I'm aware of the online, how should I say, unhappiness, maybe, I should just put it that way, of the location, what was going on at the con, and then afterwards. And I'm going to get into that in this video. First thing I want to say is I want to give a sincere thank you to the security team at Dreamhack. They did a good job having people come in at the entrance and then having them leave as quickly as possible. Because some people like to linger too long. If people linger too long, you get this super high buildup of traffic very quickly. In Atlanta, that can be very, very dangerous and very, very easy to do. So it's not easy to ensure consistency with that. And these security guards, they did a really, really good job with that. Also, too, I want to thank Dreamhack for having a good amount of creators there. There's some people I haven't seen in a good while. Some people that I just started noticing. Some people who are brand new to this, like me. In the Creator Hub, while I do have some slight criticisms on that, I do think that it was handled very well. About as good as they could possibly get it. But it was fine. It was just a stage. You walk in with the seating, you listen to them talk with the interview, and then you can leave at any point in time. That's okay. That's completely fine. But I was wishing for a bit more with the Creator Hub. There was some streamers there, and they were sitting down and they were streaming, and the kids could come up and watch them stream. I think that was pretty cool. There were a lot of gaming booths there in which you can try out different games that were probably were released or are about to be released in the coming months. A couple of games were really, really cool. I wish that was a bit bigger because it is a gaming event, but we have the esports venue over here taking up all the space, so I guess that was fine. We worked with what they had. So I only got the basic admission. I didn't get the VIP lounge or the gaming lounge. I didn't get the Call of Duty League, which I wanted to, because that was already sold out when I first saw it online. I didn't notice it until I got onto the website to purchase the tickets. This is like 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, by the way, and they were sold out, completely sold out. But I was able to watch a little bit. It was a good match. They did a good job with that. Run down, I suppose. Traffic getting in and out was fine. I guess I can just move on then. I did say I have some criticisms with the venue, and I think it's just really it's just in terms of location. Um, I'm sort of glad I didn't stay at a hotel, and some people will be jealous of knowing this ahead of time. Atlanta's hotels are very tricky to get in and to get out, mainly because of safety issues. You know, you're in a high crime area. You have to get over that. But then there's also the inconvenience of parking, in which you have to, if you have like a large semi or an SUV, heaven forbid, you try to find convenient parking with that, right? You don't want your car to be robbed in the middle of the night, then don't park in the street. Park in a state-owned, paid type of parking building. Okay, fine. But then there's the issue of getting in, and then there's the issue of getting out. Certain things won't work unless you have a chauffeur. You're gonna have a hard time with that. And I am personally, unfortunately, speaking from experience. In terms of that, it's the rates, it's the prices. Staying at these hotels, they know that this con is happening, so they increase the prices on those specific days because a lot of people are coming in. They're tourists. You know, Dreamhack is a kind of like a almost household name now, almost about as much as these other medium creator focused type of conventions. So these hotels are not stupid. They're gonna jack up these rates a lot more than they would normally if it was just a normal Tuesday or Wednesday. So that's that problem. And then Airbnbs as well. I am so sorry to anyone who is staying at an Airbnb in Atlanta. My apologies. My humblest apologies. Unlike, because I'm in Asheville, right? And while there is crime here, there's few select areas in which you'll be completely fine. But in Atlanta, downtown, you're gonna be hard pressed to find a completely safe location unless you're 20 minutes away. At best, you want to Uber in and out, that's gonna cost you as well, especially if you have more than 2 friends with you, if you have a whole group. Some people brought their families to this, and they had to spend way more than they thought just for the sake of safety. You know, it's really is disappointing. This doesn't make the city look good. But I do think that people blaming Dreamhack for this is kind of, in a way, like strange. I'm half and half with this. I understand that the venue is kind of in an inconvenient spot, but that's the best case scenario. The other scenario is they probably would have gone to Greenville, South Carolina, but they probably have a history with this venue and it's probably at a cheaper rate. And I don't know if they can do esports competitive gaming the way they did here than if they would have done in Greenville, South Carolina at that large convention center over there. I'm not sure of that. But we had some creators, some streamers going through it at this location. Unfortunately, it wasn't fun for them. And I can get that. I see it on X. I see it on YouTube. There were like a shoot by or a car shooting of the sort right next to a couple of creators' Airbnbs where they were staying, 7 minutes away from the venue, right? And it was at night when this happened. So somebody's doing a shooting right next to the venue and the creator's Airbnb. That's a problem that needs to be dealt with. But how are you going to deal with it when the police aren't reliable? The Airbnb hosts really can't do anything about it. And then there's this other streamer, which I know. I wanted to say hi to him, but it seemed like he was streaming and He was busy troubleshooting certain things. His name is Tori, the Viking. Really, really cool guy. He has a family and whatnot. He had issues with his housekeeping at these hotels. And the hotel refused to do housekeeping for him. What? How you're at a hotel and the housekeepers refuse to give you extra towels or give you cleaner bedding and then do something with the bathrooms and whatnot that you need. And he brought his kids with him to this event. So that's completely unacceptable. Whatever hotel that is, please don't go there at all. Okay? I don't care if it's the cheapest or if it's the most convenient for you, coming from this way or coming from that way. I don't care. Do not go to a hotel that charges crazy rates. I already know that the rates were crazy, as it is already. But a place that chooses not to give you services, that chooses not to give you housekeeping when you paid for it up front, that is unacceptable. That is ridiculous. I don't understand what type of thinking that is. That place should be condemned. Should be, absolutely. But that rant aside, it seems like people were unhappy with how Kick wasn't at Dreamhack. And I said in a tweet, it may be snarky, but I said in a tweet that maybe Kick should have their priorities straight and decide on not having adult content on a 13 plus platform, instead of going to these venues and try to market themselves like nothing's going on. Maybe they should figure out there's problems before they try to come to anywhere else event-wise, so that there wouldn't be more uproar. And hey, Kick, if you're not coming to next year's Dreamhack, I'll be happy to take your place. Another game developer, indie game dev, can take your place happily. You want to know why? Because priorities, okay? I do not appreciate when you're supposed to be the alternative to Twitch, but you want to follow in the same footsteps of Twitch because a certain group said that you should. Okay? When you are already rigging the game for certain big creators because they can afford to have all of these clip farms left and right. And I already talked about that in a previous video. Okay? It's a very thin ice that Kick is sliding themselves on every day. I don't understand the things that they're allowing on the platform with very little explanation, almost no moderation. We have certain streamers driving while live streaming and then they crash. They end up crashing. And Kick does nothing. I'm going on a tangent. That's what this video is for. Essentially. Okay? I know I'm going on a tangent, but it needs to be said because I'm getting sick and tired of the excuses. I'm getting sick and tired of the slow knee-jerk reaction to these things in which they should have been dealt with right then and there. Okay? Now, I think that's good. Good. Please, stay home, Kick. Stay home. Figure out your situation. Okay? I won't have it. I'm not having it. I'm not. There's that. So anyway, I think that's all I needed to say in order to get off my chest. This was a very, very decent venue. I feel like the kids were safe inside the venue. Mind you, I understand Atlanta, high crime, democratic leadership. I get it. Inside the venue, things were safe. Okay? I enjoyed my time. One last thing I do have to rant about is the food, okay? I try very, very hard not to eat at these conventions because I know that it's marked up prices, right? I went to get a bowl. I think it was Jamaican jerk chicken, or what else? Jamaican jerk chicken, yes. And then the rice, the bed of rice at the bottom of it. So it's like a bowl, but you only get two sides. Okay, whatever. That was $20. And then the The drink that came with it, that came up to, all of this came up to $20. How? We only got two things really, and the rice was okay, and the chicken was okay. Why are we doing this? It even add insult to injury. I had to go back and forth between these food places, food stands. It wasn't the full menu. It was just more like you're going to a food truck with only 2 or 3 main entrees and a whole bunch of beverages and cookies and whatnot. There was no real options, to be honest with you. When you see Papa John's over here and then a smoothie place selling $15 of smoothies, yeah, I'm not going to choose either one of those. I'd rather starve or just wait until my parents pick me up, which they did, and we went out to eat. We went to Crystal's for good mini burgers of the sort, right? That's a much better option. A lot more food for just about the same price. That was the most offensive part, I would say, for Dreamhack. And I know the excuse is, oh, this is a convention. This is a creator convention. Of course they're going to do markups. There's comes to a point where it's tolerable or it's completely outrageous. Okay, I felt like I was robbed. Highway robbery. $20 for a bowl, 2 sides on it, to be honest with you, and then a drink. $20. Get out here. Get out here, dude. And it's really, that's all I have to say about it. Nothing else would come to mind. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. See you guys later.